A sunroom should be bright, right? But this one, not so much.
We always joke that if a man was in charge, he would put brown on everything. Well, I think you designed this room.
Brown and tan.
Brown and tan, excuse me.
Or tan and brown. Homeowners love a good, straightforward, practical approach to home improvement.
Not every home needs a total overhaul.
That's why we focus on small projects that'll make a big difference.
Oh my gosh, yes!
Chelsea always has some great ideas for homeowners.
And Dad's practical knowledge with his fun-loving attitude is why we've been around for so long.
The most realistic, most current home improvement information you're going to find anywhere. Pretty slick, huh?
Families that improve their homes together stay together.
This little house in the Midtown area of Mobile, Alabama belongs to first-time homeowner Sterling Monahan.
I absolutely love this house and the neighborhood. It was a foreclosure and she needed a lot of love. It had a lot of potential. I knew that a lot of it was cosmetic and I could definitely do a lot of the repairs myself. So I moved in and got to work.
You ready? You're good.
So we have taken down 2 walls. We put up this beautiful support beam and I was able to stain it and just give my house a beautiful open concept. My second biggest project was my kitchen. I painted all the cabinets and put my dream countertops, beautiful butcher block. I do have little things here and there. I still have to do a little bit of painting, but everything's pretty small except for my sunroom. It just feels very dated and it's very unwelcoming. Several months ago, my mom was actually on the show and I got invited to help out and I got to meet Danny and Chelsea and we had such a blast and they had all these amazing ideas and things I'd never thought of, and I figured I have this room that I don't know what to do with. I want to submit my idea and maybe they'll like it. And here we are. So I have this sunroom that's kind of been a catch-all recently. And
It's kind of empty now.
well, I cleaned it all out and because I want to do something with it, but I'm not really quite sure where to start.
Well, anytime someone wants a sunroom, of course, you got to have a lot of sun, a lot of windows. Not a problem here.
That's not a problem here at all.
I really want to bring my plants inside so I can have them all year.
Oh, gotcha.
I would just love to have a functional garden that I can grow vegetables and tomatoes and herbs and things I can use every day.
Like starting them in here and then moving them outside, or?
Well, I'm hoping to kind of keep some in here all year. I actually had all this leftover wood from taking down this wall in my living room, and I was able to make raised beds in my front yard so that I could grow food and hopefully eat and hopefully have enough to can. Anything I can bring to the kitchen would be awesome.
Okay. And then what about painting? Like, I like the paneling.
I love the wood. There's just a lot of it.
There's a lot. We always joke that if a man was in charge, he would put brown on everything. Well, I think you designed this room.
Brown and tan.
Brown and tan, excuse me.
Or
Excuse me.
tan and brown. And I would get rid of those valances.
Yeah.
It makes everything look low too.
Yeah. And I'm wondering about the floor because it's brown too. So if we could paint that or change
Yeah.
that up.
I do not love much about that floor.
This is the right material for this. It's just not real pretty.
Yeah.
We actually can put a coating over this.
Really?
It'll make it look a lot better, but also it provides a little bit of traction. Maybe some furniture out here for a little.
Yeah, maybe to like pot my plants. Currently, when I'm potting my plants and getting them ready to plant, they are being potted and planted on my kitchen island.
Well, and there's not a whole lot of wall space with all the windows, but maybe we can use this wall to do some kind of hanging planter.
Yeah, that would
something
be great.
fun. So you like house plants, vegetables?
Yes and yes, vegetables for sure. So my boyfriend Justin is here a lot and we cook together all the time. He has helped me a ton with all of my renovations and he's actually here to help me this week and I'm really excited about that.
And I will really enjoy tearing down all these balances.
Yeah, there you go. We'll put you in charge of that.
So I hear you guys already got started on getting the windows prepped out.
Yes, we did quite a bit of cleaning since we saw y'all last.
Well, it looks like it's ready for paint. I'm excited to see the green going on there. So.
Yeah, that'll make a big difference.
And I know Dad's ready to knock those valances
Yeah,
off.
I want to get these valances down and start getting this thing into this century, because that is definitely
That would be
something
awesome.
from another era.
I think they're kind of cute, but they're not the right size. I really do like the scroll detail, but the valances are not in the right place for this room, so they need to go.
It already opened up the room so much just to have these ugly things out of here.
When you go shopping for caulk, it's important to buy the very best caulk you can find. It might be a little more expensive than the cheaper caulk, but it'll last a lot longer. The only downside of high-quality caulks is they're so thick, it's sometimes hard to apply and to smooth out evenly. Here's a simple solution that can solve that problem. Start by applying the bead of caulk, as you ordinarily would, right along the joint. But here's the simple solution. Don't just smooth it out with your finger. Get a plant mister, partially fill it with water, and add a couple of squirts of liquid dish soap. Mix it up, then lightly mist the caulk bead in your fingertip. And now, with that soapy water film on the bead of caulk and on your finger, you see how easily it smooths out perfectly, regardless of what kind of caulk you're using.
I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to paint on the windows, but that's what we're doing.
We're helping Sterling convert her dated sunroom into an indoor greenhouse.
Yeah, these windows are going to be thirsty.
Oh yeah, they're looking pretty porous.
She and Chelsea are prepping the windows for paint, so I need to find something else to keep me busy.
At this point, I would make up work to keep Dad out of painting, but it actually would be productive for him to get started on these planters. I was thinking about like a raised garden bed outside, but to keep it waterproof so water's not draining, I got these that were basically going to have two in front of each window. But we're going to build like a box, a big giant box around them.
All windows?
This set and this set.
Are we trying to match this wood?
No, I've got cedar, because you know how good that is. It's not going to rot or anything like that, and we can seal it to make it look real nice.
Sterling, do you approve?
Sounds awesome to me.
Can you grow things in these little pots?
A lot.
Okay. Chelsea, I have some more questions for you here.
Dad, it's like you have a sixth sense that painting is coming. You can't wait to get outside and start cutting some cedar.
To get on those windows like that and have to do that work would be just like wearing a ball and chain.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
so
being
dramatic.
being back on the
dramatic.
work crew on the side of the road.
How about let's put a positive spin on it? There's nothing like fresh cut cedar in the morning.
Okay, so I got the general concept, but rough side's going to be in. We're trying to hide the rough and keep the smooth out.
That'll just collect dirt, I would
Okay,
think.
and then you're talking about these running horizontally. So maybe go with another one.
Yeah, I think 4. And then I was thinking to use the 1x4 verticals to make corners and legs.
Oh, from the bottom of that windowsill to the floor is 20 inches.
Okay.
And this combined together is going to end up being around 14.
So 6 inches off the floor. I think that's perfect.
Okay, all right. So ask me, how long will this take me?
How long is it going to take you?
I don't know how long it's going to take me
I
back.
knew it came back to painting. I found this product that can actually prime the wood windows and acts as a mask to protect the glass from the paint, and it's supposed to peel off easily once the job is done. Maybe this will make it a little bit easier. That's a lot of window paints.
Yes.
You're supposed to paint the whole glass, which is kind of strange.
It feels very strange to actually paint on glass. The whole time I'm doing it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to paint on the windows, but that's what we're doing.
After the paint dries, then we'll basically cut the rectangle out and then that peels off. But I have to see it with my own eyes to believe it. I love my vantage point inside the sunroom because I can keep an eye on Dad building the planters outside.
Have you figured out what they're doing yet?
Not
They're
necessarily.
actually painting the glass. She never tells me
Nope.
anything. I don't know. I'm glad we're out here.
Justin's helping me with the planters so we can quickly cut all the 1x4s for the sides and ends. For the corner legs, we cut a slight taper on the bottom of each piece before we glue and nail the two halves together. This will give the planters more of a furniture look once we start attaching the sides to the legs.
So Justin is definitely hanging on to every word that Danny is telling him, and all I can think in the back of my head is, perfect. We have so many more projects, and now he knows how to do it.
That one came a little high.
Quit. He'll never make it as a carpenter. An apprentice never says those things out loud.
Out loud.
Here, get a pencil and write Chelsea's name right there.
So Chelsea and I, we opened this can and we swiped that first swipe of this green paint on, and both of us kind of looked at each other and we're like, oh, it's a little yellow.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I most definitely would not have picked this color.
It's definitely gonna lighten it up. Man, it almost looks yellow, doesn't it?
A little bit. But the more we paint it on and the more it dries, the more I'm like, oh, this is the perfect color for this room. So my mom shows up. I call her the cavalry because she gets things done, but my goodness, is she like a bull in a china shop. She's helping tremendously, but I keep messing with her. I kept telling her she paints like a landlord. She just globs everything on. She's gonna kill me.
Whether you're a seasoned professional or a beginner DIYer, having the right tool for the job is always essential to make sure that it gets done properly. Now, Dan, you've got a tool right here that is really going to help if you're doing any kind of crown molding or shoe molding or anything like that, right?
Oh, you're so right. Ryobi has a Airstrike 18-gauge nailer.
I love this.
Wonderful product.
This is fantastic. Now, this is the new and improved version. So if I may, first of all, I love the fact that it has a flashlight. So if you're working in the area where there's a lot of shadow, say like putting crown molding up around some cabinetry, this will illuminate it so that you can see your project clearly. Another thing also that I like, has a streamlined tip so that you can get into those tight areas if you need to.
That's right, and it's very easy to adjust the depth of nail
I love
and
that.
the amount of pressure you're shooting it with.
That's fantastic. Now, I would say what thing I like best about it is that it's also very light, so it's not going to wear your arm out if you have a big project.
This Best New Product segment is brought to you by The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
After the break,
Oh, look. Oh, we're losing it.
At the start of day 2, we are moving on to the floor by getting it scuffed up with a little bit of sandpaper, and then we clean it really well so that our new floor coating sticks to the floor and not the dirt. What we're using for the floor is called Track Safe Anti-Slip Color Coat, and it's designed just for this purpose of covering an existing floor, but it's really thick, so we're stirring it.
Chelsea is stirring and stirring and stirring.
Stirring and stirring and stirring. Okay, what do you think about this color?
I like it. Much better than the current color.
Yes, I like the design of the tile, but it's so drab.
We finally start painting it on, and the color is perfect.
You can see it's kind of filling in the grooves too.
Yeah, they are very much a catch-all. Yeah, I've had a hard time trying to figure out what to do with these floors. I didn't think I could ever coat my floors, but it is working out way better than I would have thought.
I'm really loving the way this floor coating is going to transform the look of this room. So while Sterling is finishing up the floor, I'm getting Dad started on an idea Sterling has had for over 4 years. It's almost like a rope ladder.
Huh.
So we'll have multiple shelves out of the cedar,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rope goes through the ends, and you knot it to hold the shelf in place, and then we're going to drill holes in this that the planters sit in.
What keeps it from
you-
tilting over?
Drill the hole in the center.
Well, it sounds like this floating shelf for the plants, pretty simple design.
I think so.
Cut 3 boards, drill the holes for the rope, drill the holes for the little pots, which can only be such a certain size.
Right.
I think it's going to be pretty easy.
Yeah, I think it'll be easy and a little bit rustic for Sterling's taste.
Maybe funky.
Funky. How funky is your chicken? How loose is loose? Loosen up, Daddy-o. All the marketing for this makes it look like it comes off in one giant piece, so we will see.
I hope it does.
Using these drywall knives as a straight edge allows us to score the masking without cutting into the wood of the windows.
Oh, look. Oh, we're losing it. It's not peeling off how we thought it would, because it's coming off like little string cheese. Oh, look, I got a good one.
Okay, you need to teach me your ways. This masking would be perfect if you were spraying your windows, but we brushed ours, and so it was a little overkill, but I did appreciate that we were able to prime the windows the same time we were masking them. Oh, Justin's working. Okay, good. That was a close one. We almost caught him not doing anything.
Oh, he knows better.
While we're scraping the windows, Sterling's mom shows up and makes this daunting task a lot more fun. Every project needs a Gretchen.
If this is how I'm gonna be working, I'll be here till tomorrow.
Dad, you missed it. You would have loved peeling this masking off of the window panes.
No, I would have
Did I
loved it,
misread?
but I was really busy.
And
I was really concentrating on making sure the project that I was doing would last as long as the peeling
Yeah, you were.
that
That's
stuff
exactly
off.
what you were doing.
Yeah, so it's a lot of calculation.
Yeah.
there.
Oof. When Sterling and I first started talking about this project, she mentioned she had a few furniture pieces she wanted to work into the room, and I think that's great. It makes it a little bit easier on my part, but it also makes it a lot more of her personal space.
Where did you get this antique anyway?
So I actually used to work where I got this. They do all these antiques and architecturals, and didn't make a lot of money because I spent a lot of money there. I am most definitely obsessed with antiques. I kind of have to rein myself in a little bit. I try to limit myself to maybe 1 or 2 furniture pieces a year.
Is she ticklish?
Yeah. Yeah, she is.
Got a pretty tough elbow too, I would suspect.
This is also a place for relaxing, so I'm installing a hanging chair for Sterling to use.
Try it out.
Oh, it's perfect.
Meanwhile, Chelsea's working on some new valances for the windows.
Are you such a nerd about this fabric?
I am. I absolutely love it. It's perfect.
It's perfect for a gardening room.
It really is. It's so cheesy, and I absolutely adore it. It couldn't be better for this room, having all of the things that I actually want to grow on the fabric itself.
So we're gonna drill some pocket holes and combine these 2 pieces.
Okay.
And then we'll cover it in this batting to make it just a tiny bit fluffy.
Mm-hmm.
And then put this fabric on top. And that way you get a little bit of texture above the windows
That'd be
without
awesome.
covering any of the light. I know what you're thinking. We took down valances and now we're putting them back up, but these will be hung higher and actually make the room feel larger by not covering any of the windows, and it adds a little bit of texture with the fabric.
While Justin and I install those valances, the ladies start filling the window boxes with plants so we can begin putting this room back together. Sterling's sunroom got plenty of light, but it still seemed dark and dreary thanks to the dark stained walls and windows and the dingy brown floor. The space had simply become a pathway to the back door. But now, the dingy floor is gone, covered by a brighter, cleaner coating that suits the new life Sterling is bringing to this house and this room. The new color on the window frames also lightens the mood and creates the perfect frame for the sunlight streaming into the room. Plus, the playful valances, antiques, and hanging planter lend the room plenty of character, while the cedar planters handle the primary purpose of the room, growing the plants that Sterling loves so much. And we did it all for less than $1,500 in materials.
I have this beautiful greenhouse, rain or shine, attached to my house, something I've really always wanted, and now my garden zen room is complete and I could not be happier. I can sit and hang out with my friends, my plants, and read a book, and finally I don't have to use my kitchen island to repot my plants, and I finally just get to take a moment and breathe and actually enjoy the house that we've put so much work into.
You know, I love it when a hobby or the passion for that hobby fuels a remodeling project. That's exactly what happened this week. Obviously, Sterling loves her plants. Now she has a place that she can grow those vegetables and flowers all year long from the inside of her house. Do you have a hobby? Think about a project that you can do around your house that you can enjoy that hobby even more. Hope we've been able to provide you a little bit of inspiration. Thanks so much for being with me and Chelsea here on today's Homeowner, and come see us next week.
Look, wait.
Oh, there it is.
Oh darn, there's not room to move them. Which one is it?